Let's see if we can do an absolutely flawless transition. There I am. Alright. How do we get the rest of this off? There we go. And then we can shout up YouTube, which is in the background. Yeah. Beautiful. Good evening, all. Welcome to the stream. For those of you who've been semi-following along, so I started putting together a few of the shots for the animated web series. I haven't fully rendered this out. And talking with a friend now, I'm starting to transition across to Unreal Engine, which having custom materials really sucks, I have to say. My wife wasn't happy. She won the Halloween fancy dress. She only came to my local to pick me up. That's good. Great start. So, this is what we were working on last week, and this was the idea of the shot that I had. I kind of want to incorporate it some more, because this ship looks gorgeous, but trying to get the texture looking nice to bring it over into Unreal Engine, I think that's going to be a big problem. I want more of this ship, because it's a glorious ship, and I think we're just going to have to utilize it a little bit further on. But, let's get out of here. So, this is the beauty in its glory. While we're here, actually, let's open up Unreal Engine to show you kind of what I've been thinking about and how I've started converting things across. And I think that's probably a good place to start. That's Rocket League, Unreal Engine, and web series. So for those of you who've been around for quite some time, you would have seen, hopefully remember us building this together when it loads. I think DreamUV is going to be the best way forward to get the look that I'm after. Can you just go in solid mode for me, please? And then wait for this to come up. Because I think this is kind of important to show you my thought process. I rewatched the music video of A7X Little Piece of Heaven. I don't know what that is. I'm not a music person. Are you making a movie? I sure am. Warning, Pecker. What? So, for those of you who remember, we built this one on live stream. So, I think initially we had like a plastic on here, but now we've got kind of, I think DreamUV is actually coming up a lot nicer in Unreal Engine, especially this concrete material. I mean, even these doors are okay, but this is looking gorgeous. Avenged Sevenfold. Vertex Bird, welcome to the stream. So I'm pretty chuffed about this. The other reason why coming across to Unreal Engine is purely for this. So if I bring back my launcher, Unreal Engine library, I've got a fairly big library of assets in Unreal Engine. So, amazing. What course have you learned to be able to make this? Practice is what it has been. So we're going to go down this route. I'm going to go Unreal Engine. The biggest problem here, like I've said, is bringing the spaceships across. So this is what we've got at the moment. I think today we'll finesse a little bit more on the panels, and we'll go through some other tools like JS Displace. We will use them and see what we can do with that. Now, the thing is, I want to work on the back section here. These engines here were just placeholders. Have you tried the substrate material shading yet? No. I don't know what that is, so I will say no. I'm still on Blender 4.5. I'm waiting till November. Oh, it's November 2nd. Then I'll jump over. My wife had a right go at me this morning for covering myself in bubble wrap. Now the rest of the family are having a pop. Oh, the rest of the family are having a pop at me. Can you work on my back section? Well, I mean, we could. Jeez, Richo. So I like how this is all, you idiot. I like how this has all come together. UV unwrapping all this kind of stuff is going to be a pain, and I have been fighting Blender quite a bit, trying to get my hero ship to, it's a new way of, oh gosh. So, Unreal Engine 5.7, none of my assets can come across yet, so that's why we haven't. Wait, really? No course, just skill. Insane. I probably did a course way back when, but yeah, now just rocking the Casbah. So now, one of the big problems is obviously baking, because we want this ship to come across and look like this. Now, I tried to use Easy Bake to bake everything across, but the results are kind of, yeah, not 100%. So I'm actually having to do it all manually, which sucks, but I'm going to have to spend some time to convert everything over. So, small price to pay. But what I've done is actually, rather than having a whole bunch of, 40, 50 items or objects that it was, Australians being good at Blender is a new stereotype I didn't know I needed. So good. Where now we've broken it down into, what's that? How many objects is that? 10. So still there's going to be 10 maps, 10 materials with 4K maps, and there's about 5-6 maps per object. So it's still going to be a bit of a womp, but yeah, I'm just going to have to do it manually because, dude, I've been fighting Blender, and also Substance Painter hasn't been giving me nice results. It's just far too pixelated, and I've really tried my best to get it as good as possible. Richard told me you are famous. How true is this? Oh, yeah. Shut up. JS placing him on the dev request because... Huh. I did not know that, nub-nub. Interesting. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come up to it. I have old textures then. There we go. Let's go with that. And so the subscribers become perfect. Hang on. Oops. Oh, readjust. Get back up there. So I've got 3 streameroonies going on at the moment. And come back. I want my 3 screens back. There we go. I can't say that, but welcome to the stream. It's actually JS Placement. It is. But yes, I've got the original download. I'm trying to create a video game, but I'm not really sure the program name. Do you know any branches that are based off creating them? What? Godot is a free one. Unreal Engine is free until you make $1 million. I would be more than happy to pay royalty fees after $1 million. And then Unity sucks. Okay, Marco, it has been like 15 minutes. Come on, let's get into it. So, I'm liking what we have. I have removed a lot of the lights because I think what we'll do is we'll put in some plates that'll be emission, and we'll do that randomly through here and all through here. This has grown on me, this bridge, which is great, but once again, we need more stuff to come out. I kind of want to do paneling here, like individual panels, because when we look at someone like an artist like Hanzo ArtStation, how do you Star Destroyer? I can't remember how to spell his name every time. So this guy, Ansel. So the way he does it is, yes, there's a very nice texture, but all his panels are still modeled out. And then they're kind of like slightly layered, blah, blah, blah. Love this guy. I hate this guy. Look at this. And so here is a prime example of the paneling. So although that, it's a very nice texture underneath, there's still panels. So that's kind of like the mentality. I came to the best part. Unity sucks. It does suck. Someone made a web copy called Displacement X. Those two. Yeah, okay, that sucks. Yeah. Is it the frame or dashing good looks? Oh, gosh. I'm questioning this now. Oh my goodness, yes. Yes. That was a fun afternoon, Richo. And the rest of the year. So, okay, let's work on this bit here. So if we remember, we are actually basing it off this ship here and also its brother. So we've got very harsh lines and paneling that are kind of like overlapping each other. So that's what we're kind of going for. Yeah, it is delicious. So we're going to try and work on the back section here, keeping that paneling in mind. It was a lazy port. Okay. So what does this back look like? I think it's too fat. So let's maybe just start off by bringing that in. I think we got nice shape through there. Let's maybe pull this section up and that up. For Unity fans, which I'm not, hearing that it sucks is hard to swallow. Bamboo Labs PS1 combo. Ooh. I think Tuesday. I will check with my boss. But it is very much indeed we need to do that. 63 people over there. Oh, if you're new to the channel, hey, hit the subscribe button. Oh, Craffy. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's now start building on this. So, do we go kind of like the Star Destroyer route of, you know, something like that? Let's go GG. Control LP, separate by selection. So we're separating that just so that we're not working on the one piece too much. I like that idea. I think we might even go Control B through there. We're going to have some dirty objects down here, but that's fine. We can just get rid of that. Nice. I like that. I feel that we could almost do something like this and we pull it back. And maybe that means that we can pull this back as well. Nah, don't like that. How about if we do that? And maybe we press I to do an inset. Delete faces. Got here through a Reddit thread. What? I'm intrigued what Reddit thread speaks of me. And slightly concerning. Let's go delete those vertices. That's weird. Rectangle thrusters. Well, you see, this ship here, if we look at it, has the rectangle thrusters. Well, it's a little bit different. And its brother ship, if I go Shift S, cursor selected, file, link, we'll bring in its brother ship. Medium stealth collection. Just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is, yeah, the smaller version. And then this was going to be kind of like the stealth bomber that we kind of took ideas from. Okay, this is going to be a fun strip. Sharp edge craft, the smaller radar cross section will be. Think of how round cars always generate glare. Interesting. I didn't think about that. So we're going to take a lot of inspiration from these two ships because obviously these two ships are the smaller one that belong in this ship. So I think when we do probably another pass over this, we will add more of that. Someone was asking for recommendation for people who stream 3D modeling. Marion got a mention a couple of times. I'm going to assume that says Markham. Stinking autocorrect. Okay, so let's kind of, what are we going to do here? So definitely paneling's going to come through there. Is this too sharp? I don't know. I'm not going to worry about greebling just yet because we did a lot of work down here and it's turned out pimp nizzle. So let's just try and get the shape right. Daniel, welcome to the stream. Really appreciate that sub. Do I like the shape? I do, because it is a little bit disjointed. So I can select 2 points, and if I press J, it kind of cuts there, which means that it allows me to... Ooh. Anyway, it'll allow me to do edits now like that. So rather than before, what I'll do is I'll delete the face, select an area, F, and then F. Now what we can do is if I want to split a face, I can select 2 points and cut through it. So I mean, it even works like this. So from here to here, I go J, and now it's done a cut through that line as well. Just a little fun fact. I figured that one original. Modeling with the initial sketches or just playing with shapes. At the moment, I'm playing with shapes. Now, we did have a reference image that is not here anymore. So let's bring that reference image in just to kind of show the idea that we had. So this is the initial reference image. And we did like a lot of this from last week. As you can see, doesn't really look like it, but it's just given us a bit of a shape to work off. And I reckon that looks better there. So, oops. Why is that locked? There it is. I like this line here. That's cool. Now I'm looking at this. Malcolm casually creating tries with the horror. I know. Isn't it weird? Emerger, hey. Vivri, welcome to the stream over on Twitch. I do like the fact that there's almost like a little bit of a hanger bay up here in the middle. I do like that. Whoa, no. Just hide that for now. So let's maybe rethink this, because that does look pretty good. Go on solid mode, dude. There we go. Let's go like that, and we'll bring it in. I'm not feeling it. Steve Hurry, welcome to the stream. Mike, welcome. Not feeling that shape. Let's start from scratch, and we'll pull this out. P, separate by selection. I want to bring this right down. Let's go E to extrude along the X-axis. Put an edge loop through there. G to the X. And then we will maybe just go scale Y0 just to flatten that out. I think that's better. GY. Nice. So we've got this now, which means that we can kind of build off that. Rectangle thrusters. I'm liking that idea as well. And so we will just quickly... There is a link in the description somewhere for parts of this kitbashing set. So if we go Markham 3D, let's go into kitbashing. We're going engines. Let's just increase the size of them. I am thinking, I don't necessarily want this one. I need something almost like this one. But maybe we have to remove... Well, what if... Sorry for those who are on the vertical stream. Rotate Y 180. Oh, look at that chunkus. Do we feel that? Let's just do Control J And we'll apply, add, deform, mirror modifier. Generate, mirror. And then we'll just do it off the... there. How are we feeling about that? Where you publish your work on ArtStation? I don't really have anything on ArtStation. Is this vent reactor? What? Jeremy, welcome. Zubich. Harris, welcome. Sup. Spooky's here. The Soul Warrior's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That was a topological nightmare. Okay. So that means now we could probably pull this down. We can pull it back. Let's go. I'm liking this shape. We just now need to blend it. I know it's a blender. Oh, yeah, it's blender. Sorry. Plate. How are we looking here? So at the moment, for those... Annika, welcome. Okay. At the moment, we're blocking. So we've done all this work. We did all this work last week on live stream. Now we're just going to be focusing on the back end. And we are just kind of getting the right shape is what we want. Because if we can get the right shape, then that'll make our lives easier later on. So that's what I'm kind of working on at the moment. Brother, what's that? That does not look equal. That is not equal in the slightest. Okay. GY. That looks a little bit equal. I like that. I like that. I'm half thinking, what if we cut it here? Why their faces there, I don't know, but we'll get rid of them. Delete faces. Just to save the headache later. And just like we have it popping out here, I reckon we bring this back. Sing it back to me. That's a nice shape. I have a question. Yes, Lizianne. The design on the side are all manual modeling. I just joined, so I don't know. All this is all Kitbashing set that I kind of like built previously and kind of slapped it together. Hey, bro, any tips on... For me, I just started Blender a month ago. Focus on small things. Don't go, I'm going to make this. You will punch yourself in the face. Start with, I'm going to make a little reactor or something small. And then from there, you kind of grow. That is probably the best advice. Don't go gigantic spaceship. Start small things, grow, add, blah, blah, blah. Like what we're doing here is I'm not going down straight into the micro details, starting small or trying to get the shape right and then building on it. Do spaceships like an aircraft carrier can be used in actual space battles? I mean, I guess so. I mean, you could. Okay. Mark, focus. I'm just going to pull that out just so we keep that line. And like I was saying earlier, we'll probably panel all this as well. If we go Alt-H and bring back our drawing, I do like this open space and these multitude of panels. So I think we might replicate a little bit of that. I like this here. So let's just use that. Now those images there, we're not copying them. We're just using them for inspiration. So let's go Shift D, and I'm just going to do something like that. Scale Y 0. Okay. GG. Bring that down. E to extrude. Give it a bit of a wrap around. And so this is kind of like something that we could probably do in here as well. But this can be almost like as if it's like a small part of shielding. I wonder, what if we did that And then we went in and we put it here as well. So let's just go Control LP, separate by selection. This one could be joined actually. And maybe what we might do is, oops, press the wrong button. Put some edge loops through there. Let's go GG. GG. It's not bad. Shift left click on that one. There we go. And we'll copy across that solidify modifier. I'm liking that idea. But if we remember, we have the triangles of that ship. So from here, J, let's go X, just to kind of get those shapes. I know that you guys are like, triangles, no! It's okay. It's because we're at that point now, we're going for a little bit of style aesthetics. So for those of you who are new to the stream, welcome. We built this ship 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So I'm trying to grab the ideas of this ship. So it's not smooth, it's not nothing, it's the way it's reflecting, and we're taking that. Albin, welcome to the stream, mate. Where does the GG hotkey... Okay, so let's explain that. So if I've got an edge, for instance, and I can press G, I press G, we can see it moves around wherever I want it to go. If I press G and then G again, it'll move along the edge that we've got selected. However, if I want to extend it further, I can now press C, and now I can extend it to wherever I want. So it follows that line. Hey dude, VGA Azus, tough, 5060. Absolutely. Absolutely. Add some thickness to them. Yes, they do have thickness. Okay, so I'm going to put another edge loop through here. Let's grab that, G to the X, and we'll tilt that in. Let's grab this piece, GX, grab that, E to extrude along the X-axis. How are we feeling about that? I'm not feeling it. I think this piece here, although it's good, I'm going to go P, separate by selection, and I'm just going to move that to my junk folder, and we'll come back and look at that one a little bit later. What I'm thinking is that we grab maybe this section in here. No. E to extrude, Alt S, and we'll scale it in. What is that? Hang on, there's a piece here I can see. Just move this back. GG. Wow, you have a great imagination, creativity. Thank you very much. Triangles are not evil. I mean, depends who you're talking to. For bridge building, they're fantastic. We all remember that science experiment. Scale X, scale Y, 0. And we want... I reckon we grab... Oh, this is going to be tough. How do we make this nice and clean? Let's go with my... I've got that selected. Control I to invert my selection. I'm going to press H to hide. So we're just looking at this piece now. And I want it... Scale Z0. Scale... X0. I think it should go here. Scale Z0, scale X0. No, wait, stop. Hammer time. I apologize for nothing. GX. About there. So now we've got that. Let's go scale Y. Oops, do both of these. Scale Y0. How do you make that cool side which looks like weapon? What? What are you talking about? You mean these things? That's all just part of the Kitbashing set that I've created. There is a link somewhere down below So also, hit the subscribe button, peeps. Just got off work, open YouTube, Blender stream. This is tight as hell. Sweet. Thanks, Grimmy. Let's go scale Y, scale X 0. I'm just trying to like smooth everything up. And I think we're at a happy place. I'm never happy. Let's go scale X. I like that. That's looking good. Let's move that out a little bit more. And then we will fill this space here with a whole bunch of these pieces. I reckon that'll look great. So if we were to like steal something like this, and we went G to the X, I do think paneling will look better. Oh, absolutely. I completely agree. Scaffolding, lines for structural support. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Are those details off in the distance modeled by hand? So this, yeah, like I've said, these are all the things that I've previously modeled. I then kind of made my own kitbashing set. So as we can see here, I got a wide range of stuff to be selecting from. And so this is what I use to kind of build everything up. But yeah, so the paneling, what I wouldn't mind doing is, yeah, coming in later. Whoops, that's the individual panel. Do I have? Yeah, you. So later on, I'll come in afterwards and we'll generate paneling. Grimmy Creeper, welcome. Thank you for the subscribe. Generate. If I go into solidifier and we make this 0, yeah, you'll see kind of once we come in and add that paneling in, it'll make all the difference. Let me just copy the material across because this is a great material. Copy to selected. Except for that piece there. I hate you so much. Shift N, merge by distance. Whatever, delete. But this is where I still need like a texture over this. Personally, I mean, this is a small one. I've got quite a few Blender add-ons. Probably this one is the coolest one. And this one is... Oh gosh, you're going to make me find it. Hang on, let me go find it. This one is created by... What's his face? What is his name? I'll have to find it later. We'll find it later. But yeah, this is a great kitbashing set as well. So, but yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like using my own, because then on Patreon, I can go ahead and share them all. So, great, 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 great. I like this. I like that. That has turned out well. Do we mirror it is the question. That is a question. So at the moment it's sitting there quite nicely. But if we were to put another one like here-ish, GZ. Yeah, we're just going to have to build this up. And I think that's going to look great, especially once we start all the pipes and so on and come over the top. Let's just make sure the shape is right before we go a little bit too far. Maybe what we can do here is if we put an edge through here, let's do an E to extrude along the y-axis, scale Y 0. What this will allow us to do, I don't like that. Let's undo that. Let's go I to do an inset. I'm going to go delete face, GZ, and then we'll go E to extrude along the y-axis, scale Y 0. This here will allow us to kind of like finish off this section in there. What is that piece? Oh, that's that. Okay. Just going to move you back in a little bit like that. That's great. Panels, beautiful. That works out well. Here we could probably do a little bit of work. I do like this concept here where it does kind of like have that hanger there. 24 months, Malcolm. What the heck? Thank you. I appreciate you, Richo. Would I see some smaller engine in the back? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Gaming in the Can. Hey. Go check out Gaming in the Cans. Is this reference from Star Citizen? No, this is from Midjourney. But Richo, no, I appreciate you. My life has changed since meeting you personally at uni. Reminiscing. Yeah. The other side is very blank. And that's because I don't have the mirror modifier on. So, and this is obviously the front section. I'll show you just in rendered view. I know we've got a lot of people coming in and out of the stream. Raskop, welcome. Let me just turn up the audio just so I can hear those subscribers coming in. And then this is going to be our hangar bay, and we discussed this last week around having like a hollow hole through the ship. Okay, back into this. I'm liking this. I think the shape is okay. Maybe. Jeez. Now I really turn that up. Tamas, welcome to the stream. Let's get the bejeebers out of me. I want to keep that angle through there. So let's grab these. I'm going to go GG. Has that stuffed me up here? I think it has. So let's manually readjust. How's that looking? Not bad. We can probably hide that a little bit later. Oh, far out, Richo. Are you going to be streaming tonight, Richo? That is the question. So that means we can bring that up there. So many new souls. I would love more souls. Trying to hit that 100,000 mark. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Do we bring it in closer? The thing is we don't have this anywhere else. I do have some nice supports, and we'll make these manually in a sec. But, you know, there's stuff that we could do that's something like this. Rotate Y. Oops. Let me just see if we can get that in a nice spot, like so. GY. Ah, that doesn't look any good. The heck was that? Training gun. Don't. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate it. So, how will you make the film? Let me show you quickly as well what we've created so far. So this is kind of what we've done previously. So the character is just a placeholder. We haven't rendered him. I haven't animated him. But this is kind of the idea that we're going for. In a sec, right at the end, the main ship that we've got at the moment is what's going to appear. But the ship is looking gorgeous. I want to utilize it some more. So it kind of like snaps in. And then this is where he kind of like pulls up away from it. And at this point here is where I want like laser shots coming up from behind and covering that whole rear window. And then we progress into the web series. So I'm really happy with how this has turned out. This has only been rendered at 720 because I just kind of wanted to get that looking. If you know what I mean. I just kind of wanted to get that look and then go from there. Okay. Do needs a flight suit. Yes, I completely agree. However, we know that I suck at making clothes. So that's something I'm going to have to overcome with there. This is great. This is great. I want to make that small little hanger. So I'm going to grab one of these ships. Oh, there's actually not a lot of space for this guy. Maybe I can't put a hangar here. I can't put a hangar here. Food cider for wimps. Just hold your breath. All right. So there goes that idea. So the question is what do you guys reckon what should be here? Is it more that we just go down the route of Malekos? Malekos. Welcome to the stream. Going back to ArtStation, and if we have a look at the Star Destroyer, caps lock is on. Could be one on the back and slant down towards the others. Yeah, so if we start kind of like looking at some of these, Hanzo, this doesn't look like his work. Weird. All right, hang on, let's go back. Let's find a Star Destroyer. He's got better ones. Yeah, I love this one. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the amount of stuff, the geometry. No, I'm trying to find... No, not there. Let's have a look. I'm trying to find what's on the back of one of these ships. So is it just going to be something like this? I do like how the engines are inset. Could go... Yep. I miss ArtStation. Ah, it's been blocked. Yep. Yeah, the smaller engines on the rear and a rear weapons platform. Rear weapons platform. That's clever. That's very clever. Niels, welcome to the stream. A rear weapons platform. I mean, we don't even have any front weapons. Maybe we're right. Do we do that? Let's go here to extrude along the x-axis. And then we do that, and we do an F. Does that mean then I could go GZ, pull that down, pull this up, like so. And I mean, technically we could put in a landing area through here. Now, I probably think the best thing for here would be a bunch of greebles, and we just fill that space. Love 3D Blender. Hi. One of the star helped me. One of the engines I helped you make was, in fact, Stars Rain. Correct. Very much so, one inspiring artist. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do this. Okay, and we're going to do edge loop through there. Let's go here to here. We'll go J to join. Scale X0. We will do here. Just trying to think how I'm going to split this up. Maybe we go like that, like that. Let's do I to do an inset. But this and this goes away. Delete faces. Sweet. That is loud. Ben, welcome to the stream. Where doth thy hailest thy from? I don't know what that is. Let's go scale. I like this idea. Scale Z0. Scale Z0. Seems something weird here. Nope, that's fine. Scale Z0. Okay, we know that that's flat. Great. This will allow us to put a whole bunch of greebling in here. Ro, welcome. Scifi, welcome. Engineering that ship must be a nightmare. Definitely not flying solo. No, absolutely not. You're right. We don't have any cargo stuff. Ah, jeez. I do like the gunner platform. So maybe what we might have to do is make a turret or a gun by itself, and then we can come in and put that there. Let's go like this, like this. I'm going to go here and here. Control B to do a bevel. And that's done that. Awesome. We can go here, and then we'll put a small bevel through here. Great. That's cleaned that up. Cyphers, Bamboo Gaming, welcome. Blade, welcome. It is in fact one person. He's very stressed. Just a dude running all the way back. It's like a 300-meter ship as well. Do you use D5? I don't know what D5 is. But I think we're doing well. Gunner's platform. We need a gunner's platform. I think I might have already made some sort of weaponry. Asset browser. Let's go. Markham 3D. Kitbashing. Guns. I'm pretty sure I've got guns. Turrets. What have we got today? So we have. I know I've created these ones. Don't like that one for this ship because it is there. Hi to everyone on what's his face? The shorts. It's not square enough. It needs to be something like... I like something like that. That is way too big. Like, I mean, these gun things are probably about 3 meters big. What are we going to do? What is the dimension? I've only seen a maximum of 4 dimensions in this room at one time. That is concerning. What? $400 daylight savings time. Almost missed a stream. Nah, you got plenty of time. We're going to be here hopefully for another hour and a half. I'm just trying to work out what are we going to do about this gun. Because a Star Destroyer, like kind of using this as inspiration, we don't really see the turrets. These ones here. Can I click on the... Oh, what? I'm going to pay to see the big ones now? Oh, as if. Okay, come on. Yeah, that's these big get stuff ones along here. Oh, there we go. But then where are these are the turbo lasers? What the heck was that? I don't know what that was. The cobbler gift. Oh, fuck, dude. This is all Blender. Thank you, Mr. Richo. Settle down. Jerk. Stop it. So, these are the turbo lasers. Oh, it's still going. Thank you. Oh, gosh, you're making me blush, buddy. It's still going. Sorry. Say, Safest. Hi, mate. I wish I was here when he crossed 100k. I'm not here. I haven't crossed 100. Oh, yes. There will be parties happening when I hit that 100k. Ah, Chaos, thank you for the subscribe. Richo, thank you for the membership. Sharing. Okay, refocus, Marco. Gun turrets. big head stuffed gun turrets. Oh gosh, what are we gonna do? Because I'm a fan of this turret here. I like how that looks. Short, sharp, straight to the point. So I think maybe we should build something with Alpa. Welcome to the stream. Let's come up here because we know that this is a flat section. Let's go into a circle, but I'm going to go 8 sides. And we will just press F, E to extrude. So this is kind of like the platform. Now I'm going to wing this. I haven't prepared anything for it. It does seem like a pretty big platform there. Let's go X0, so now it's centered. Shift S cursor selected. We're going to rotate this 22.5. There we go, that's now. Make people fan base grow. Yeah. Jokes high. Let's go something like this. So we need... Let's go, okay. I do like the fact how the Star Destroyer kind of has this hole in the middle. So if we kind of go back into that as a reference image. Oh, actually, it does, but it doesn't. It is pretty cool how it's cut in there. Why not put guns near the place that needs protections? Well, yeah. Well, sorry. At the moment, I'm just building this on flat surface because I know that this section here isn't flat. So that's kind of like the thinking of it. I think this is wrong, though. Let's go Shift-D-Z. Control-L, delete vertices. That's wrong. Because what I was thinking is that if we go something like this, E to extrude, E to extrude, it's a little bit out of scale at the moment, but that's fine. Then we grab this and we go I to do an inset, E, Alt S, scale Z0. Whoa. Not too fond of this. What the heck is that? Nah, that's wrong. Oh, what about embedded missile platform as well? Oh, that'll be good. What's a tip for texturing? That I am not your guy on that one. I have a lot of work to do on texturing. But my big thing that I use is a free tool called DreamUV, which helps me UV unwrap stuff a specific way. And then from there, I've got like a material library that I use to put that on. I do like the missile platform. In your perspective, what franchise between Star Wars and Star Wars has beautiful and awesome spaceship design? I will be honest, I've mainly been a Star Wars person. I haven't really watched too much Star Trek. But I do like that junkyard style. You know, when you think of Falcon, Cut Labs, welcome. When you think of, the Falcon, it's a very junky aesthetic. Would you say that Star Wars is cyberpunk aesthetic? Andrew Archer, welcome. Tom Reynolds, welcome. And Chihuahua Chan, welcome. That was weird. I'm just trying to think what... Maybe we go with the octagon. Let's just go with that. Because rigging this isn't too bad. Blender bows, yeah, Blender Bros are pretty cool. They've been around for donkey's years. And so they've got a good asset pack there. Oh, really, what does this gun look like? If we go like So something like this. And what this would need is almost like a cylinder. So if we went, yep, 32, actually that's pretty good. We kind of need a cylinder. So it can rotate like this, but then also it needs to be able to sit on a platform. Correct. Yeah, I completely agree about that one. Star Wars is dystopian, while Star Wars is a utopian. Because then, if we've got that object, it'll rotate there. Actually, Star Wars has reverse engineered the tech. They're from an alien from outside galaxy. Ah, that's all. Make it a landing pad. I'm not making a landing pad. So the hangar bay is all through here. And so we're going to kind of like have that open area. Obviously, we're going to put in a whole bunch of details in there. What we're trying to do is create some big get stuffed cannon that sits on the back and the front, so we can move it. Richo. Matt Bell's here. What? Far out, Richo. He'll be dancing for hours now. So, far out. Where are you? Richo, can you send me your, if you're ready. Actually, no, I'll post it when you're ready. To your Twitch. Many gifts today. Yeah, many, many gifts. Is that making the sound every time? Sure is. All right, so let's get back into this. Let's copy this material across. Copy material to selected. Personally using Packmaster. I struggle with the texturing part with the coloring. Any suggestions? So, these are all my textures that I use. And so these are all up on Patreon. I don't want anything in return. You deserve it. Don't you worry. Yeah. So I've got all these DreamUV's materials that I use, that I've created, that I've kind of, put on Patreon. I don't think these are on Gumroad or Blender Market anywhere just yet, but I really should be putting them somewhere. Far out. So, from here, let's go ahead and throw in a cylinder. I don't necessarily really want it to be a circle. I can't think of what this will look like. Ian Huber is the king of maximum effect for minimal effort and texturing. Yes, I completely agree. I'm just trying to find. One of you annoys me. It's quiet. All right, we're good. It's enough. Thank you. Yeah, I like how Ian Hubert does his stuff. Yeah, that's all. It's great how he does it. Yep. Nope. That's great. Now, I'm trying to think of ways now. How can I make this a rotating platform? I think it needs to be maybe sit on a square piece. Shift S cursor to selected. Let's go into mesh and cube. And so we will expand on something like so. Maybe can we? What if? Okay, what if we did this? Control P to do a bevel. Lisa, welcome to the stream. Okay, so if we bring this up, that'll allow a bit of rotation through here. I think we can now maybe even just bring this back. Bring it back to me. And then that'll allow this section here to kind of like rotate back in. Mark 3, make this a rectangle block that rides on a circular rail. Strip down. Ah, yeah. It's semi what I was kind of thinking. Okay, let's go through there. Let's go through there. Did it wrap around all the way in? It did not. So we will just quickly... I just want to put a bevel in here and just see what that looks like. I see what you're saying. Yes. Let's go into a Control B. What if I press C? That means now we can go GG. 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 Let's go merge by distance. I'm liking this a little bit more now. So this here now can kind of like rotate. I mean, it's not rotating properly there because it should be rotating from the center of this. So if I were to grab that, Shift S, cursor to selected. Right click, set origin to 3D cursor. So we'll do that. Control J to join. So now we can rotate back. I mean, it doesn't have full motion. So it's not going to be able to shoot like that. Mind you, that looks pretty cool. Let's go with this. Okay, we'll expand on this now so it does fit. Great. That means now we could probably raise this up a bit. I'm going to go over and share my most recent procedure project with your feedback. Or anyone sends me a DM, Discord. Yes. So if you want, jump over onto my Discord. I need a way to share the link somehow. There is a link somewhere. Actually, I'm going to go disable, right click, invite to channel, copy. Done. Control V. Control V. Sorry, let me come back. I'm really overwhelmed with Blender. So much stuff. Like I was telling you earlier, start with one small thing. Don't go, I'm going to build this, because you're not. Start off small and then build upon that. Why don't you rather put it on a circle shape and able to rotate it? I'm going for a little bit more, kind of like something a bit aesthetic looking. I think what I will probably end up doing is just raising this up so it's sitting like so. Do I like the hex shape? I'm not feeling it right now. However, when we look at this ship, we don't have a circle. Like here, we've got circles on the greebles, but we don't have a nice circle. So that's kind of like the idea behind the hex shape. But I think it doesn't work. And that's because it is too uniform. So for instance, what I'm going to do is maybe pull this out like so. And maybe we'll bring it in. G to the Y. And now it's sitting on a small platform where here we can start adding in some more greebly bits. So the idea is as well, so if we come over to Kitbashing, I think I have a piece called supports. That's the one. And I reckon that if we were to slap this one in here, rotate Z 180, bring you down. And we go something like that. Let's now go ahead, add modifier, generate mirror modifier, put it on this piece. So now it's on both sides, and you can kind of see how we can start building this up. This will then in turn rotate just on this section. So maybe what we can do is Shift S cursor selected. Let's do a cylinder. So we have something in this gap. George, welcome. David, welcome to the stream. Just out of curiosity, what is the subscriber count? Let's have a quick look-a-rooney. 96,915. Let's see if we can get it to 97,000 before the end of the night. Is there a live button? I know I used to have it appearing in the top left, but I don't have that anymore. Something happened. See the live count. 96,916. Let's see if we can get that up to the 97,000. David, welcome. Thank you. Come on, bump it up. Yes, 917. Ishik, welcome. Olsen, welcome, by the way. I have 46 of 52 weeks done on my YouTube. That is great. Amazing. Can you share, or do we have? Yeah, actually, Mega Pill, can I, if I click on you, go to channel, go check out his channel. There we go. Go click on that. And those people on the short side as well. Go click on that. Go check out Spooky's channel. There we go. Let's go through here and we'll scale that in. Right click, shade smooth. So now we have that. This as well, when we come in, we can start adding in other like bits and bobs. Let's go scale Y 0, G to the Y. I'm going to grab this section. Let's do I to do an inset, E to extrude, Alt S. Just to give a little bit of extra pizzazzle. Oops. I've just checked my home insurance policy. Apparently, if my blanket is stolen in the middle of the night, I won't be covered. Fuck. Medina, welcome. Rookie Reviews, welcome. What do you think of making it in Maya or 3ds Max? Stuff that. Why would I want to pay a stupid amount of money for a tool where I can do the exact same thing in something for free? So yeah, no thanks. No intentions. I like this, I like this, I like this. Let's maybe do scale X, like scale Y 0. I know we're doing more modeling at the moment when we should still be blocking, but I'm okay with this. Breaking that down. Is that a little bit too thick? Not sure. Alt R to reset the rotation. Let's maybe put some bevels on here. Auto shade on that one. Let's come in, Control B. Something like so, Control B. Then we can grab these sections. Control B again, middle mouse up. Control numpad minus to deselect a little bit, and we'll bring that in the middle there. So now we've kind of got that section. Not the biggest fan that it's sitting so high though. A lion would never play golf, but a tiger would. That's great. So, I gave myself a project, yep. Mario Max's stupid overpriced features. 10 years ago, I was using them and crashed on a 17-minute schedule. Yep. I don't doubt that. Big problem here is that that is way too high. So I feel it needs to be hidden maybe. I think it's a little bit too exposed. But I got a feeling that's going to be a Marco problem for later. Where are we? Ponytan, welcome. Ashik, welcome. What are we at now? That was a nice boost in numbers. Can we get... Yes, 921. Come on! I think you're right. Mario says he takes a lot of money. Bought the membership and he still uses Blender sometimes. Yeah. Is it possible to change the default size when inserting an object/geometry? The default size? I actually don't know because I don't bother because I just scale it straight away to what I need. How is this looking? Does this make you feel good? Let's just make sure the materials are all there properly. Copy material to selected. Whoop, that was... Oh no, Discord. No, go back to streamer mode. Oh, poopy caca. Can I go back to streamer mode? I don't want to close Discord, but I'm going to have to. Oh, wait. Can I silence Discord? Silence! I kill you! Whatever, so we'll deal with that later. Like that. And then we go copy material to selected. I think the turret looks okay for now. So let's go ahead and just join everything together. Even though there is still plenty to go. So because this piece here has plenty of modifiers already on it, let's go convert to. So I'm going to type in convert mesh, convert object, convert to mesh, and then Control J. From here, I'm going to grab these corner pieces. Oops. Shift S, cursor selected, right click, set origin to 3D cursor. So now that is sitting there. Perfect. I'm also a Blender user. Nice. Well, looked much better. Oh gosh. How does the baker play golf? He makes a club sandwich. I approve of that one. What does the turret I have posted in Discord? Oh, okay, let's have a look. Where have you? Oh, reference images. Oh, yeah, look at that. Gorgeous. See, I like this here, how it's actually in there. Maybe, you know what, maybe that's the way it should be. I think you're right on that. Dang it. Dang it, Bobby. So, and I got a feeling I already kind of like started designing it like that. Because then we can go Control L, delete vertices. Let's then re-grab all this. Control LP, separate by selection. Move that down. It's never going to be shooting any lower than that. So let's grab these pieces. Control L. Let's grab this piece. Control LP, separate by selection. User. Then we can go ahead and split this in half. Oops, too much. Oh no, perfect. Should be an edge loop through there. There we go. Delete faces. Whoops. Deform, generate mirror. What the deuce? Clipping. GX, just move that in so it touches each other. And then from here, this, we need to cut this. So if I were to do that, scale X 0. There we go. So that's what we've got. Then we can come in, put an edge loop through here, scale Z0. I can then technically come in, grab these faces here. Delete faces. Hide. So we've got some more faces. We'll go delete faces. What's this going to look like? If I clear that one, deselect that one. Whoops. Aye. E to extrude, Z. Scale Z, 0. Needs to come all the way down to here. Let's grab this edge and this edge. Scale Z, 0. It's okay. We got this. Then we go merge by distance. I should have done... Oh, crud. Ah, crud. Shade smooth. That's a bit ugly. First thing that came to mind is your mother's ugly. Anyway. How do you copy material? So I can select one object, select the next one, and then over here, which you can't see, in the materials panel, there's a little drop-down arrow. Just click copy material. This is a problem. This is a problem. Oh, actually, this can go away. Delete. No, it can't. Here to here. What happens? If I go J. Oh, sweet. That worked out well. So does that mean if I do... No, that doesn't work. Let's go right-click subdivide. I'm just trying to make this look a little bit neater in terms of vegetables. In terms of just topology. J, there we go. J. Merge by distance. Here to here. J. Here to here. J. Ah, crud. Actually, what I can do is just cheat this out a little bit. Merge by distance. Nice. And if I do Alt-H now, these cannons can come onto here. Control. Oh my goodness. Here. Here. Shift-S, cursor selected. Control LP, separate by selection. Then we have... Please, which software? Blender. This is Blender. Blender, Blender, Blender. But dictator for life in open source is actually semi-legitimate position. What? Blender is God's gift to humanity. So if you're fine with me, the artistic value is honestly priceless. Yeah. I do this to this. Goes Control J. Right-click Set Origin to 3D Cursor so that we can now rotate. So now we've got that rotation. Rotate X. Pew, 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 pew. And then we've got this one. So if I do... Yeah, I think that's great. That works out well. Because now what we can do is I can do maybe some small greebling. And then, for instance, we can go something like this. Shift-S, cursor to select. Cursor to selected, Shift-S, selection to cursor. And then we do something nice and small like so. Rotate. Rotate Z 90. GY. That gives us that. That is not centered. That's not centered? Okay, let's... Excuse me. That means that this is not in the middle. That's in the middle. This is not in the middle. This is not in the middle. Here to here. J. That's in the middle. This isn't in the middle. P, separate by selection. delete faces. Here we add in that mirror modifier. I'm just trying to clean this up so it's a little bit neater. Oh, my nose is so stinking itchy. And then that gives us that. That is now in the middle. Are you in the middle? You're in the middle. Awesome. Perfect. What did you do to join the subdivision? It was Control J or something. So I can select two objects. Control J to join. So what do you do to join subdivision? To join subdivision? To join the separate objects? Yeah, it's just Control J. Have you taken the Blend survey yet? I think I have. I'm pretty sure I have. I've got the Blender membership thing that I pay monthly as well, yearly. That just came out. I would kind of expect like better tutorials from them, though. Yeah, so that's a bit of an interesting thing. I don't know where I was going with that. Let me just do quickly, what else can we add on? I think something needs to come on the back here. What about you? 0. I hate you. Right click, set origin to geometry. 0. Something like that. I think that looks great. And then we can throw on maybe this piece here. That can go to 0 scale GY. Ooh, I like this piece. So we've got something like that. Beautiful. You should. I pay monthly too, and yes, the tutorials aren't very interesting. They should email you to make one. I think about talking to them about that. The part of it is that they don't want to railroad users with the correct way to do things. Completely agree. And so I remember I used to watch Film Riot back in the day. So their tutorials used to be, this is how you do this, step by step by step by step by step. The problem is when everyone else was doing it, they would follow it step by step by step by step, rather than going out and experimenting to kind of get that stuff going. Most of those tutorials are tailored. Yes, completely agree. Where are we at? Let's have a look. Control F5. What number? Yes! 930. What? The number was a bit high just before, but sure. F5. Yeah, 930. All right. See if we can get that up a little bit more. Tell your friends. Subscribe. I think cables, yes. I believe cables is great. This is good. This is good. Probably we could put in some more details in here. The question is, are we going to see it? Probably later on in other videos. Sorry, not videos. Probably in other, like, because I'll probably add this to the Kitbashing set, because this is already turning out to be quite nice. But I think what I'll do first is actually rig this up so it's got an armature. And then that armature, you can put a bone out into space, and then that'll track its object. Filmright used to be amazing, yeah. I mean, but that's, we're going back years ago. They've been around very long time. So, yeah. I think this is pretty good. I think cables is a yes. T-Door, welcome to the stream. If you haven't hit the like button, just give it a thumbs up. But that, I'm actually pretty happy with that. And then what we can do is, like later on, it will be the intention, will be Shift D, Alt R, is I'm going to come in and do maybe like a chill session of just doing panels. And so when we have, what the heck is that? That's weird. Anyway, merge by distance. Right click, shade smooth. There we go. Then we'll kind of like apply this paneling all across the ship. This texture obviously needs quite a bit of work. Add scale. Hello? 0.1. And I think that's when that'll start popping a little bit harder. So for now, let's grab all this. Convert to mesh. Later on, I'll rig this all up. Control J, just so it's one object. Whatevs. The cannons can be sitting up high like that for now. I'm just seeing if this is flat on the surface. It is. What we can do, though, is I'm actually going to pull it down a little bit more. Do I want to do that? Yes, I want to do that. So now, what we can do is if I hold Control, Shift D, G, and then I hold Control, I can now snap it to a surface. It is upside down. 2 reasons. This, the normal is the wrong way. So if we come up here so I can see face orientation, that is wrong. Shift N. There's a lot wrong. Shift N. User, Shift N. Oh my goodness, Marco, you didn't even check any of this. Beautiful. So now when we grab this and hold Control, we have this cool looking turret now. Shift D, YY, XX. And I mean, if we kind of follow that same... Oh, okay. G, Control. G, Control. Control. And now we've kind of got these cannons that'll sit there. Like, how cool is that be? Hello, where can I watch your works? Right here. Rocket Jumper Freddy Wong are back. I did a 2-hour video, though. I was like, oh, man. I don't know if I've got the patience to watch that. I know I should. Freddy Wong's pretty cool. Even the other day, I was watching, for those of you who remember, they did when dubstep was out. Oh, but it wasn't Freddy Wong. It was more, that was a Corridor crew, guys. Corridor Digital. But yeah, that's a great video clip. I think that looks pretty cool. But the paneling is what's going to make this. Hey, Mark, do you know of any alternatives to the random flow add-on for greebles? Random flow add-on for greebles. So, well, hang on. Where's my random flow? Should be Q. Isn't random flow Q? Do I have random flow on? I do have random flow. Oh, Shift Q. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. To which one do you want? Greebles. Greebles. What greebles are you talking about? Is it the scatter one? Sweet. I got to update this. Blender 5. I am clearing. I'm going to start Blender from scratch. I have a stupid amount of add-ons enabled. Like all these here. Then I've got all the add-ons that I've been working on and trying to create. Shift D, not Alt D. Yeah, I know. It's Alt D. I know it should be Alt D, but I'm like, Found the URL flow. It's kind of horrendous. Most of them are, though. Because, like, even if you're in hard ops, yeah, it's... I think the best UI by far is Decal Machine. Like, this is gorgeous. So if you want to add in any decals, blah, blah, blah. Problem is with Decal Machine, it doesn't really transfer across to Unreal Engine quite well. So that's kind of like the big sucky thing. I have add-ons coming out of the ears. Yeah, I don't doubt that. For greebles. So, there is... There is... Hang on. There is. Let me go find it. um, 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 um. Oh, I gotta find it now. Hang on. Off the top of my head. Hey, man, let me see if we can find it. Show all. Oh, wow. That's going back a bit. No. Is it this one? Let's have a looky see. Let's have a looky see, shall we? No, it's not that one. I'm trying to find it for you. Let me just search. Superhive. I think. There he is. Let me find him. We're almost there. Would be. Huh. Probably this one would be the other one. I don't know who's chatting there. Whoops. Control V. There we go. Decal machine. Yeah, check that one. I'm lost. Yes, so back to here. So I'm pretty happy with that cannon, how that's turned down. Plating is what's going to have to just fill out this ship, but I think I'm going to have to find a nice texture. And also I think we're going to be having to use DreamUV to do a lot of the heavy lifting on this ship as well. Let's kind of just start getting through this. Nice update. Can you make a turnaround? Yes, I can make a turnaround once it's all done. We will complex greeble the heck out of this now. So I need Shift S, cursor word origin, Shift A, put in a cube in the middle. This cube is going to be the mirror point. Just going to dump him there. So that means I can go delete on you, add, modify, generate mirror. And then we can call this mirror point along the x-axis. There we go. That is not sitting good. Let me clear this out now. Control L, delete whatever I just clicked. Z. And it goes off mirror point. So now we have that. It's all mirrored perfectly. Can we move this closer together? Something like that. Great. Great. From here, rotate Z, rotate Y, X, 90. Put this piece there. Let's go Z, Z0. Nice, I like that. This section in here, let's go with some sort of pipes or something that we can fit through there. Do I have any 90 degrees? Not necessarily. Rotate rotate Y 180. Something like that. I think that looks well. Looks well. It is well. We might mirror that one actually. Let's do that. Add, generate. Actually, we can click on this. Copy material to selected. Oof. That looks tough. That looks tough. This piece here. Rotate Y 90. 180. No. Rotate Y minus 90. Because I just want that. Oops. Those pieces in there so we can see that cable. Tough. Tough. We were talking about smaller jets in here as well. Okay, let's go with that. And then I'm just kind of like, now let's just kind of get through all this as quickly as possible while still trying to achieve some pretty cool stuff. Rotate Y90. Great, that's good. So that means when we go ahead and do this, add modifier, generate mirror modifier on the mirror point, copy to selected. Nice. Now we can just put in one filler through here, rotate Y90. And I mean, having a really good kitbashing set, really, this is what we kind of can see happens so fast. I don't know where that message came from. Thanks, got a dash. No worries, thank you very much. Put a toe hitch in the back, actual size, just in the bottom center. I like that idea, actually. Can you imagine? Let's go X, X0, GYY. Awesome, that's great. That can fill that section. Maybe we dump this one here as well. Stephen Scott, the man himself. Alright, fellas. Dude, I haven't heard you for yonks. It's very Spaceball coded. Jack, welcome to the stream. Stephen Scott, as always. Did you change your... Anyway, want to make me a t-shirt for my merch store? You will earn 0 but get a free t-shirt. Oh, I mean, that is pretty tempting, though. I would love a Stephen Scott shirt. Funnily enough, this blue shirt here, this is like 3-4 years old, but this is PBR, extreme PBR add-on that he sent me when he was starting his starting that add-on. This was well before ambient CG and all those kinds of stuff. But yeah, that was like the first major material library in Blender. So yeah, I'm down for shirts. It's a great shirt. Funnily enough, I had a shirt once upon a time. I do have a Markham 3D jumper. Where is it? I don't know. I don't know. But I actually do have a Markham 3D jumper because I wanted a jumper that was my jumper. But I just can't see it right now. I think I know where it is. What is the name of the set you are using? So this is my set. There should be a link in the description somewhere if you want to pick that up. We're going to go back to doing VFX for an income. Yeah, no, stuff that. I thought you were about to pull out the OG default cube shot. Do you think space warships would have giant heat shields at the front? No. So, great question. Now, someone was querying me about this, and the fact was, someone was querying me about this. They said, yeah, why don't you have a heat shielding? I'm like, no, it's got a shield itself underneath it. And so that shield is what's taken away all the heat dispersion. So you kind of don't need that. So you're allowed to fly in. Yeah, it's all my own set. 11:30. All right, let's... Okay, I'm very happy with how this has turned out. Let's just quickly just move this off to the side. I'm going to quickly grab all this stuff. Select this. Let's go into materials. Copy material to selected. So this is where we're at the moment. Why? Oh yeah, let's get rid of the red. And click up. Ugh, how do we do this? Up here, edit. Okay. So I'm just trying to find, where's that option? Oops. That one there. Save. Okay. Yeah, really happy. Like, we've spent a lot of time on this, and I did a little bit too much talking. But this is what we've created so far. These gun turrets are really looking nice. Once this paneling here is done across the whole ship, the texture has to be redone because this is definitely not working for these parts here. That kind of like edge where there is not working. If you want to download this Kitbashing set, it is on Patreon, so if you want, jump over there. Down the link, down the bottom here. So probably throughout the week, I'm going to continue to work on this. I'm going to show, for those of you who haven't seen it or have just joined, so this is where we're at with the animated short film. I haven't animated the character yet, but this is kind of like what I've been working on. Hopefully we'll be recording the voiceovers on Wednesday. Then we can go into mocap and start doing all that, start compiling it, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely. And we're converting all this as well from Blender to Unreal Engine, which is coming along quite nicely. So that there is going to have like lasers shooting all from behind. I think it'll be glorious. So yeah. I'm just looking at the stats. 30 new members. Screw you, Richo. But I like where this is looking. The initial reason why we were creating this was for that split-second shot of this ship like coming in, gun turrets, is what we're going to be going for. But I actually now want to extend that shot because this ship looks amazing. What it's going to look like when we've textured it, that's going to be another story. But we will leave it for now. So, like and subscribe, tell your friends. I don't know what videos are coming out. Hang around, jump over to Gaming in the Can. Give them some subscribe as well, and I'll probably see you